Well, hey there, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Lisa of EnergieGal Empowerment Coaching. I am so excited to be continuing our playlist of Empowered Empath with you today. Now, video 1 and 2 were all about answering questions to be able to find out if you are an empath or if someone you know is an empath. Now, part of it is we decided that everybody has a little bit of empath in them in some way, shape, or form. But some of us are given what I think is the gift of empathy, of being an empath, of processing energies in very specific and deep ways as a gift to the collective. Now, let me unpack why I'm doing this particular playlist, and it's this. I believe that the planet is raising a consciousness, is waking up, is coming into a space of letting go of all that has no longer served or is no longer serving its purpose. It's old, it's no longer viable anymore. And so it's falling away and falling apart only to fall together. Well, I think what's happening is this heart center, this heart chakra, this divine feminine is coming forth as a very powerful, beautiful force of love into our realities and balancing a divine and holy masculine. So we're getting the yin and the yang together, and this is happening. Is that those pioneers, those front runners who are already experiencing it and who have been experiencing it for the past 2, 12, 22 years, those are the ones that I am speaking to say, number 1, you're not crazy. Number 2, there are a tribe of us gathering. And number 3, this is how we can best serve ourselves to then serve the collective. So that's what I want this to be about. That's why I think it's important to be talking about this gift of empathy. Now, one thing you need to know is that I'm not big into empaths versus narcissists. I was speaking with someone who I believe has some pretty strong empathy in them, gift of empathy, and he said, there are days that I think maybe I'm just a narcissist, just a really nice one though. And I thought that was one of the most honest things I'd ever heard. If you start with the labeling, and that's why I hold loosely to this idea of empath and empathy and who is and what's up, and this is just a rising in consciousness, the heart center coming on. People are used to hearing it as I'm an empath, I'm an intuitive, or what have you. So we throw labels out that way, but not so that we can hang our hat on them, tattoo them across our forehead, get t-shirts made saying I am an empath, but just so that we can better understand ourselves as we then serve the collective. So the idea of this narcissist versus the empath, to me, there's something that is very, I'll tell you, it's a gray thing for me. There are times that I've wondered, geez, am I just a narcissist in all of this and fooling myself? And so I really liked what this particular young man had to say. And I said, spoken like a true empath, or spoken like someone who probably has such a deep compassion for humanity. So today I thought what we would do is unpack the different types of intuitives, different types of empaths. I was on a call with a client last week, and she said, I think I might be an empath. And I said, okay. For me, I didn't actually think that she had the gift of empath. So I thought, okay, let me unpack. And I said, so why would you say that you think you've got this gift of being an empath, of processing energies that are not necessarily just yours, but are of the collectives, and you are using your body to process them, thereby raising the collective's vibrations? Why do you think that that is? And she said, a lot of people think that I'm a good listener. And I said, that's the sum total of why you think you're an empath. And she said, yes. And I said, I'm thrilled to hear that people think that you're a great listener. And it may be that you've got some empath skills. So what I want to do is just unpack for you just a little bit more about this, please understand everybody has some kind of empath. Everybody has some kind of ability to put themselves in somebody else's shoes and say, if this were me, how would I be feeling? Everybody has that. But not everybody has the gift of processing the energies that are happening in the collective and alchemizing them and turning them into something of a different vibration that is more beneficial. Not everybody necessarily has that kind of makeup. What I'm more focused towards is those individuals who came in to skin in this particular time in history as what people are calling starseeds, light workers, way showers. We need the labels, there you go. Those who alchemize energies on behalf of others, of the collective, of the planet, for the purpose of what's going on in this season. So, there you go. So let's get started unpacking just a few of the different kinds of empaths there are. And this was new to me. I'd never researched different kinds of empaths. So let me see. Who knew? A few years ago on my journey, I found out maybe about 12 years ago, oh, I'm an empath. Oh, that explains a lot of things, you know? So see if any of these resonate with you. There's something called the emotional empath, and they are the kind who can pick up on the vibrations, the frequencies, the emotions of other people. Sometimes they feel it as if it's their own, but oftentimes I find that these are the individuals who easily can pick up on the feelings of other people's, and then they want to do something about it. They can't really sleep at night unless they're like, well, let me see if that person needs something. So they might not necessarily feel it as if it's their own, but they are so connected to other people's feelings that they can feel other people's feelings. It's just that they may not realize that's not mine, that's that person's. And if I was feeling that way, this is the way I would want someone to take care of me. That's the emotional empath. They may not necessarily feel other people's emotions in their own bodies as if it's theirs. But what they can do is plug into other people's emotions and go, oh, that's their emotion that they're feeling, that they may or may not realize they're feeling. But I can feel it and I want to do something about it. That's what I would call an emotional empath. You've got what's called a physical or medical empath. Sometimes these people are called psychics or mediums, and they are able to pick up on the physical issues going on inside of somebody else's body. These kind of empaths are able to pick up on the fear body that exists within other people, within the collective. These are empaths that really need a lot of self-care because they wear the alchemization. They process the alchemization. They process the energies of other people in their own beings. And not necessarily intentionally. This is just something that happens. These energies come in, they process it, they move out, having been changed. But it's a high calling, and I'm thankful for those physical and medical empaths. There's something called a geomantic empath, and that is someone who would be able to walk into either a building, walk into a particular village or town, come into a state, and they would be able to sense the vibrational shift. They would be able to pick up on any vibrations that are in that space. There are plant empaths, and these are individuals who feel like the plants are pulling in a vibration, and they can feel that vibration, and they may even be able to get messages from the plants as far as energetic downloads from divine that comes through the plants and into their beings. Animal empaths. And those are individuals who have such a connection to animals that they can almost read the animals' minds and pick up on their energies, just know what the animal is trying to say, and commiserates very deeply with animals. There is the claircognizant or intuitive empath, and this is one who I think can, for whatever reason, they can almost pick up on the thoughts of other people. They just have a feel for what either the collective is thinking, what divine is thinking, what a particular person is thinking. They can intuit that. I find an intuitive, I'm not going to mention that. Okay. There are dream empaths, and these are people who get downloads during their dream time and then are able to commiserate with what it is that the divine is speaking and the overall frequency of the collective, of the planet, but through their dreams. And then another one called earth empaths or nature empaths. And these are those that process energies of nature specific to the ocean, sand, trees and forests. They long for being in a field or on a farm or with their hands in the dirt. This is where they can connect in and alchemize and feel most alive in that space. Okay. I think that's as far as I'm going to go when it comes to the kinds of empaths that there are. I know that people are going to be asking, so I'll let you know that I'm an empath that's open in most areas, and I'm only just discovering this. I realized 12 years ago, I've got this gift of empath. I didn't realize how much it was going to be opening and how big it is in my life, and has gotten even bigger since the big shift in 2019, 2020, 2021. It's like radically opened. And my husband is like, sometimes I just feel like I'm with a different person, you know? And I said, well, I hope that's good. A lot of fear that I was feeling on behalf of the collective has alchemized, and I can understand a lot of the way I process energies, and I'm understanding what's mine and what's another person's, what's mine, what is the collective's, what's mine, what is part of the planetary movement of energies that we are experiencing, and alchemize those and better at self-care and such like that. So if I can be of assistance to you on your journey, please plug into any of the links below, especially if you are someone who is a highly sensitive person, a creative, or would consider yourself some kind of empath. Please, this is not a journey to be walked alone. We are a tribe that is collecting. We're finding each other. And it's an exciting time to be on the earth for sure during this big movement of energies. So plug in with all of us. If you'd like to hear a little bit more about empath life, get the conversation going. What do you want to know? Do you want to know how it is that we should be best taking care of our physical bodies through nutrition and fitness, and how best to alchemize some of these? How do we know what's ours and what's the collective, what's ours and what's the planetary shifting? Talk to me about this sort of thing, and I will unpack for you best that I can. You see, I'm not someone who read some books and is like, okay, according to the books, according to my research, while I have done that, I am an empath. I'm living that life, so I can tell you from my own experiences what has helped, what has not helped. And for whatever reason, one of the things that my gifting is also being able to let us know a couple years ahead of time where it is that we are going and what's going to be happening. I remember telling my husband back in like 2017, 18, and especially early 19, I said to him, there is a big shift coming. There is a big freaking shift coming. And I kept on saying, it's tectonic plate shifting. It's so big, Stephen. It's bigger than we've ever experienced in our lives. And he said, is it just for us? Like, what's going to happen? I said, I don't think so. It's bigger than you and me. It's enormous. This thing that is coming, this energetic wave that is coming, is like nothing that we have ever experienced. And then, of course, I closed my doors at the end of 2019 because I felt that that's what I was supposed to do, was close down my brick and mortar. And then, of course, 3 months later, we're in the middle of you know what. So, and it's unpacked from there, and the shift has just been like, wow. So, yeah, that is my story, and I'm happy to be of service however I can be for any of you. In the meantime, continue to take good care of yourself and know that we're headed towards unconditional love and remembering who it is that we are as love and light beings. And it's all good, baby. It's all good. Take care, everybody, and I'll see you again.